Humpty Dumpty fell on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. Good evening. My name is Tansy Hamms, and I'm going to speak to you all today about the challenges of obesity and the reclassification of obesity. Obesity is one of today's leading killers. Despite persons who are challenged with this, despite their attempts, most obese people have unsuccessfully tried to lose weight by dieting properly, by exercising, and by changing their mindsets. These challenges and these defeats are a result of hindrances such as emotional and physical disorders that require medical attention that at one point was not available to them. Therefore, many people were pleased when the American Medical Association declared obesity a disease. Now, the emotional needs of overweight people will be medically addressed as well as their physical ailments. I can recall a time when I went to the hospital and I had problems with my knees. And instead of checking me or giving me x-rays, the doctor told me that I needed to lose weight. And he told me that if I lost weight, that my knees would get better. Well, I'm pretty sure he was right. But he didn't ask me, had I ever been in an accident? And by the way, I've been in 3 major car wrecks and injured my knees and re-injured my knees. He only told me to lose weight. I felt like an injustice had been done to me. I went home, and the only thing that I could do was cry. So I cried. And I couldn't help but think how many people were out there like me. Well, if we look at television, there are many people out there like me. And the television shows prove that, because we are today's biggest market. No pun intended. But how many people take into account the depression and the anxiety that goes along with this disorder? How many people socially encourage those who are faced with this challenge? Or are you a part of the stigma that's associated with being overweight? We are judged because of our appearance, not because of our merits, not because of the efforts that we may put into losing weight or accomplishing any other goal. We are looked upon as lazy. We are looked upon as people who lack the skills and the courage to change. People that lack discipline. But we're college educated. We're part of the employment sector. We're mothers, we're fathers, we're homemakers, we're entrepreneurs. We have proven to be a vital part of today's society. Yet, like any other prejudice, we have to endure the hardships of stares and glares, laughter. But there is hope. On July 3rd, the United States and the American Medical Association deemed obesity a disease. Because of this change, funding for research will now be available even more so. Funding For persons who are suffering with obesity, will now be afforded to them for emotional assistance and physical help. Just as the funding is available for persons who are suffering with drug and alcoholism. This is an addiction. And in the words of Susan Miller, a northern dietitian, who stated that she was happy for the change because now the stigma associated with obesity can be eradicated. Now the way that research is handled can be changed. Now the world will be able to afford betterment, not just for persons with obesity, but as well as educating those who do not struggle with the disease as to why this disease is so prevalent today. Physical activity is definitely a method for overcoming obesity. But how can a person who is having difficulties with their knees or their backs or their shoulders, how can they get up and exercise? That person needs some help. And the help may not mean that the help that they need may not be just help with their weight, but maybe the encouragement. Maybe they need assistance with depression. Depression and anxiety are two of the major causes of obesity. We speak about the emotional eater. The emotional eater, that person is suffering, and that person medicates themselves with food. But that's not what's being addressed today. What's being addressed is push away from the table. That's what that person is being told. When they go to the doctor, they're given a diet plan. But no one is asking or assisting that person with what's hurting them from within, what's causing them to be an emotional eater. It's identified, but it's not rectified. But today, with additional funding for research, maybe that person who is that emotional eater can receive assistance from maybe a therapist, a psychiatrist, not to say that that person should not attempt to exercise, because that is of great importance. But just as an alcoholic barricades themselves into a room and doesn't come out until they need the next bottle, the person battling with obesity is experiencing the same type of pain, or could be experiencing the same type of pain. And then there's dieting. We have the obese person who goes on diet after diet after diet after diet. They lose weight, they gain weight. They lose weight, they gain weight. And after suffering a great fall, they just give up. That's another form of mental stress or mental disorder that before July 3rd was not taken into consideration as it should have been. Even when there are proven health issues, people are turned away. Doors are closed to them.